Hey guys. So, EJP here. I just want to show you guys a couple of ideas for some early on houses. These aren't ones that were shown on my streams earlier. So I just wanted to show you guys. These are some more legit buildings that I did that you can start off with. And these aren't linked, so we're just going to do this temporarily. Go creative mode. So I'll show you guys kind of how I have these laid out. So this is on another character's world. So this is my dumpster character here. So you guys recognize this guy. He's pretty much beat the game and got everything already. So he's fine. So my initial character's home is actually over here on this little area and this little area here. And a couple of these have been lucky enough, unlike my other seeds, to have 3 or 4 different biomes stacked on top of each other. So this house was built because I came across it, and originally it had swamp. It's got a tiny bit of plains. It's got mountains. It's got black forest, and it's got meadows. So I could build right in the center, basically, of all these plain types. And that's when my character came across this. I loaded this character in to have a look and see kind of what I was dealing with. Because my other character's not strong enough to be in plains yet, but this one is. He's got the iron sword and whatever. So this is just a small house that character built, farming out just the little wooded area around this. Some of the stuff I used this character to put in because I had access to it. And so what we got is we're still in the meadows. The mountains should be off to behind this. Yeah, there you go. There's plains back this way. If you go over this direction here, there's the swamp. This path doesn't really go anywhere, but let's start out by making this shit daylight, because every time I try to stream a video in this game, it turns dark or stormy. Which is really ridiculous. It's like, why? Why? It's also the first time I've kind of left the stream cam on. I don't know if it's something you guys prefer or not. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm not the most handsome fellow in the world, so whatever. Alright, so now it's morning time. Yay. So I'll show you guys kind of what I had to do to get this house up and running. First off, this location turned out to not be very good. And I'll show you kind of why. It just so happens skeletons were pouring out of this thing. Skeletons can no longer pour out of this thing because I have blocked it off with stone and buried a campfire there so they don't spawn. Woohoo! So, yeah, underneath the ground here is kind of a lit campfire that I buried. And that stops things from spawning. There's also campfires spread around the outside of this as well. Basically what you do is you just dig down, take your campfire, and you put it there. And now that will stop things from spawning. And if you want it to look normal, you just bury it like that. You won't be able to tell it's even there. Alright, so now that it's daylight, and I don't know why these trees keep coming back. These trees have the fastest spawn rate I've ever seen. I've literally deforested this thing 10 times and they all keep coming back. Anyways, put that on. We got this. Alright, so this is the original OG house idea that I started out testing. So this is a log cabin. It's a what I would call 2.5-story log cabin. 2.5-story. You could technically call it a 3-story. I've detailed it out with the little your room divider things set to look like shutters that are kind of variously open or closed, etc. It's got a stone chimney, which is actually functional. That window there could be corrected, but I haven't gotten there yet. This tree keeps coming back no matter how many times I chop it down, so I've encircled it and planted shit in there. That's what I can come up with. So you got a front door underneath a little canopy here. Even though it's not roofed in, it still looks pretty good. Got a little window off to the side. Castle doors. This is set up to be like a little living room, so that's kind of my makeshift TV. Hey, don't judge. Don't judge. Alright, that's my makeshift TV. Got a full-fledged kitchen, complete with operating cabinets, bruh. Oh, half operating cabinets. I don't know if I'll be able to close these cabinets anymore. There. Alright, and then you got the opening cabinets there. Got the stove built into the wall. I put a furnace bucket underneath this and then put the floor over it so it kind of looks like a sink. Yeah, I don't know. Butcher block and stuff for the cauldrons under here with the spice rack up top. Functional chimney. Like I said, you guys have seen me do this roof design a billion times. It's got you can see the flat roof there. Goes up that way. I don't know if I can show you how this roof is. Oh yeah, actually I can show you. I can show you how this roof is running. So I can. I should put the fire out. Usually if you cover the smoke, the fire goes out. Really? The one time it doesn't go out. You can put it higher up. That'll stop the smoke, and the fire should go out. There. Alright. Now you can see the roof up there. That'll make the fire go out for sure. There. So if the smoke has nowhere to go, the fire will go out. So you can see the roof is there, and then it's just basically a 2x1 for the chimney stack. Yeah. And then once we get rid of those, the fire should come back. Apparently that wood will burn. I have to put that back. It costed me a lot of actual. So yeah, first floor is majorly just a living room and a kitchen. What are you doing, guy? You got your bone? I did this little raven thing on the stairs. This definitely is not a castle raven, guys. So, this level of detail is not that. Each of the little windows has a set of banners for curtains, except for these kind of downstairs ones that I felt should be open for a little bit of light. I've got this glass window here that lets you look out and see if there's any enemies coming from that way. This was an experiment in progress, so pay no attention to that. I'll show you what. So this is just a couple of bedrooms. So first one is like a master suite. So I've got a set of little closets here. Each closet has just a couple boxes in it, opening and closing doors. You know how it is. And my initial thought was to use these. So this is hard snapping though. So I'll definitely have to get it in the correct spot. Not that because you use the door. I'll get that from the other side. So I got the same thing. I've got the white curtains, 4 stacks. It's not really done yet. I'm gonna build out like a little dresser type thing here. I was gonna do that out of just sort of maybe these sort of things or what have you. Oh, we want to keep them even, right? My hammer break already. Oh, okay. So we'll have it like, I don't know, 3 high. And I'm just looking for shape right now, to be honest. Guess I should turn them the correct direction. I do have I bound to remove items, so if you're wondering how that those items are disappearing so easily, it's because I am actually doing it myself. And I thought about doing something like this, just so it looks like it's a freestanding. It would look something like that. I'm not 100% sure yet, guys. But that kind of gives it like a dressery look, you know. And then I thought about, from there, going across and maybe just putting in something like this. give you like a little counter. Then you'd have your little closet thing going on, etc. So this is just a general idea though that you can get for creating like a first house. So second bedroom, also nothing special. It's a little bit of a longer room. Uh, it's got a walkout balcony though that overlooks the front. So on nice days when it's not thunderstorming, you can have a nice lookout off your balcony. Also a solid defense point. Third floor has all the workshops. And this was the only part of the layout that I didn't get as correct as I wanted. This is a set of portals. I have not set them up yet. I got the top section to hold the forge cooler, everything else built around so that if you need to build, you can. So this is a pretty basic house, and the idea of this one was just showing kind of how you can detail a house early on. And so early on in the game, you won't have access to some of this stuff. So if you did this house early on, you could do actually everything that you see here early on, minus, I'd say, the stove, all, of course, the stuff for the cauldrons. The iron stuff, you can replace the iron with, for example, you could use, just a temporary, wood setup until you get there. All the dark iron, you can also, replace, like these doors. You can replace them with, you could use these gate doors. And then you could just quite simply, just as easy, use wood to get the general design. And so once you have the core wood in, this house is built basically out of core wood. And I framed the top floors for stability. So you can see how I ran logs across. The stone chimney you can also build out of wood, to be conveniently enough. So if you did not have access to stone, you actually don't need stone even for any of this house. You just need access to lots of core wood, which if you're playing the game legitly, troll farm it. Just go aggro a troll and run them around the forest to kill wood for you. But this house's chimney would be built out of wood just as easily as it would be that. So it would just be built up pretty much like this. So this would be your inside where your fireplace is. So, and whether or not you have a campfire or you have a hearth, it doesn't matter. You can use 2 campfires just on the outside ground to do it. And then you'd put in your chimney as per usual. And go from there. And just whatever shape you want. And this one, since I built it out to look a little bit wider, you could just do that with these small like door things here. Sometimes this stuff does not want to stick. But yeah, that'd give you the same, basic principle of design. Just made out of wood. You'd need, of course, you need a world save to go off while you're clicking on stuff. And you get the basic design. And that would give you this look. If you want to build this chimney out of stone, you will need some iron supports. So I've got them just kind of here. Uh, I did notice that if you put the iron supports on the inside of the chimney, you can see that it did that here. It can stop your smoke from getting out the top. So if you have a issue where it looks like your smoke is, building up too much and the fire keeps going out, just remove the inner iron and put it on the outside. Yeah. Okay, we're going to get rid of this. It's not something that we need. Pro tip number one, if you ever want to destroy something, just destroy the bottom of it. The rest of it will fall over. We're going to press I to get rid of our extra stuff on the map. You can see up in the top left there, it's items dropped 1. This is eventually going to be a blacksmith hut. So if you are wondering what this is, I'm hoping to build this into an attached blacksmith hut. That is my other character's work, so I am going to leave it be. So that's basically this house. Like I said, it's just a two-bedroom house. It's got a good amount of detailing, but it's really easy detailing. And like I said, you can do this entire house out of wood. You don't need the glass. So even though I have the crystal glass in all the windows, you don't need that to build this house as a starter. This is a very simple starter house. You could technically make this house with the same dimensions out of just actual wood, but the core wood is a little bit better for longevity, and the Raven dark tiles don't take water damage as much. I've kind of noticed, so I went with those more for that reason than aesthetics. Is it looks way better just in general. The whole house looks pretty good. But what do we got going on here? Okay, I was missing a brick, guys. So I've got another house as well, and I was gonna show you guys that one. But I gotta be honest, I gotta find it first. This is the castle build, so I'll put a marker here for... You guys have already seen the castle. I haven't made any extra progress on that. I really just wanted to cover this one. I wonder if I can port to the castle. I don't remember what the portal name to the castle is, though. Let's go to the top floor here and see if we can remember this castle name. I usually put these on the map so that I can remember them, but for some reason my map got deleted. Yeah, so we'll have to fly. Alright, boys. Ready to get out your wings? Alright, ground control the traffic. I believe it's... here somewhere. Isn't there usually a picture of a bed everywhere I've been? Oh, you know what? I wonder if my other character is actually still at that home. Initially, I was going to build the castle here, by the way. So, potentially my other character is at that house already. So if I can't find it, I'll just log him in. I'm surprised I don't have a a portal set up for this already. But I believe he's down over here. I'm actually fairly confident that that character's over here, so I might just go to that character and find it. We'll set him on the ground, that way we don't die when we log back in. There's nothing in Meadows that's going to kill me. What we'll do is we'll start game. But this character on this should be at my mountain-y type house. Let's see. Unless I was doing some more tower building practice with him. I may have been, I can't remember. I'm terrible at this, guys. I fail at streaming, I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Yeah, excellent. Okay, alrighty. What's the name of this portal? Home/MT. Oh man. My character's getting lots of stuff. Well. We're already here. Oh, damn. So this character's, this is one of my legit characters. So, also, he's fat as hell. Alright, so let me show you guys this. This character cannot play around outside too much. So, I will start by making it daytime. And I'll show you guys what I did here. So, this is an early character. This character actually... It took me a bit to get over here with this character. Very much so. It was a battle. It involved lots of time with a raft. And not a lot of fun. It involved basically deforesting this entire thing with like a level 1 axe, flint axe. And it's weirdly enough that the trees are... some of them are back, some of them are gone still. So this is another early level house design. Of course, ignore these stairs because, you know, where you build your stairs and etc. It kind of depends on how your house, you know, is situated. But this house is a staple go-to for me on my early level builds. So anything that's just wood. I've also gone through and I've done some updates on this so that you can see. Uh-oh. Yeah, we don't want that. So I've gone through and I've did some updates to show you guys kind of how this house would look on an early level character and a late level character. So once you get access to late level stuff, you can change a couple things over, but you can still build this in its very basic form. Alright, so this looks like a typical, I believe it's built on a 5x7 platform. I believe it's a 5x7. Let me look. All my characters use the same key binding, guys. Sorry. Okay, yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5x7 platform-ish. So this is a 5x7 platform. And it's basically a one-story with a loft. Well, ED, what would that benefit me? Alright. So, again, the glass is an added second. So you can do the glass or you can skip the glass. You don't actually need the glass. A couple of things for this house though is I have taken and I have kind of rounded off the front of this for aesthetics only, so you don't actually have to do this, but it just makes it look way cooler. So let me show you guys kind of what this is, and like I said, this is an early level build. So if you were doing this as an early level crafter, you would have access only to the regular roofs, the wood, and the core wood. So you wouldn't need the glass, or you'll notice that everything on here, aside from basically the glass and the dark wood roofs, which you do get access to once you get access to swamp, so it's kind of early on. So I just left these on here because you can do it. Don't mind these. These are my tamed wolves. This character is a little bit ballsy, so what I've been doing is uh, running up, loading up on frozen potion food, and I don't know where my stag breaker went. What I've been doing is loading up on. I'll show you I'll show you first, and then I'll walk you through kind of why I have this built right where it's at. So, like I said, kind of a one story with a loft, 5x7 platform house with an added balcony. And I will show you, this is glassed in right now, but I will show you exactly why this is here, and it will explain some stuff. So this is a fresh build character. This character here is the character that built this house using this here flint axe. Why would I put this house here? Well, if you notice, I am cold right here. However, you notice if I get close to the house, I'm not cold. Right? Get close, not cold. I'll show you kind of why that's important. I don't know where my stag breaker is. So the first thing you'll have is similar to the other area that I showed you with the other character, which, by the way, this character hasn't been over there yet. Make sure we got enough food so we don't run out of stamina. I built up a set of stairs that runs into this mountain biome. And I realized my first playthrough I was really not knowledgeable in this game. After my first couple of minutes, I realized that, well, in both the swamp and here, you can what I call lucky bang. And what the do I don't know where my stag breaker is, so we're just gonna make one. He's already got it. I don't feel bad about it. Where is it? Oh, you bastard. Just give me a hammer of some sort. Sorry, it'll take me a little bit to read this shit, guys. I don't have the best vision. There we go, stag breaker. Okay. So with the stag breaker, my stag breaker normally goes here. I don't know why those arrows are there. Okay, so I'm gonna put that away now. I don't. My armor's gone too. Did I die? Where's my leather armor? Oh, whatever. So, anywho, since we'll get back to what I was initially doing. So the first floor of this house, you'll see, has all your workstations that you need. So I've got a forge here. I've got a workbench. Oh, but Everdream. Everdream. If your workbenches are there, how do you upgrade them? Alright. I did cheekily sneak in the workbench upgrades just so I can show you guys how they're done. But this character doesn't have access to them yet, so he's not going to use them in this gameplay. So until I get access to them, this character won't be able to use them, but I've put them here to show you guys kind of how I've operated this. So like I said, this is basically a one bedroom open concept house, 5x7, with like a loft area. We've got a set of bedrooms over here. There's a workbench under here. And there is a bedroom loft up here. And there's actually a second bedroom. I usually keep a second bedroom in case people play with me in my house. And like I said, even though this is glass, you wouldn't need it to be glass. And I'll show you guys a couple of different tricks that I've done with this place very shortly. Now I'm going to show you why and how I have access to those 2 tamed wolves, for one, and how I have now I built the wolf pen with my other character, so I'm not going to BS you on that one. I don't have access to iron. I initially built this out of wood for this character. However, for some reason, the wolves wouldn't tame inside the wood. The wood didn't get broken or nothing. Just whenever I threw the boar meat to the wolves, they would not start taming. Even if I wasn't detected by them or anything. Usually they tame as long as you're in the vicinity with the meat nearby. But they wouldn't tame. So I put up the stone foundations here to put the wolves in there. And those were more for a test, so they're not related to this house either. So, this house, similar to the other one, has buried campfires. That was also done with my other character. That way, just for sake of transparency, the buried campfires is actually a strategic. If I had the Eikthyr pickaxe on this character, I could do it. This character has access to that pickaxe, but that's the only boss that I've killed so far. I haven't done Elder or anybody else. So you have, with a lot of food, you can actually stay in this frozen biome for quite a bit, cold, before you start tanking health down really quick. And so what I've done is I don't want to stop mobs from spawning here. You can see the boars. I want them to stop spawning in certain spots. So I've buried fires in those certain spots that I want them to stop spawning in. I would like them to spawn strictly in front of my house. Oh, Everdream. Why? So let me show you this house's coup de grace. Once again, and you can see this map is unexplored. So this is where my character spawned. And what I found was I have a mountain. I have black forest. And I have meadows. Uh-huh. Yep. I've got 3 biomes, boys, in one different spot. Or in the same spot. And so right on the edge of the black forest of the mountain here, I wanted to start farming mountain early. Well, it just so happens, I'm going to show you guys this. So we're going to have to get rid of some stuff, unfortunately. I decorated this just to show you guys what it would look like kind of both ways. So now this is open. You can see this is dead open. Nothing in the way at all. So what you do is you would zoom in, and if you were out of ghost mode, You guys have to understand that with this level of gear, anything that's going to attack you is going to attack you. And I'll show you how this works. You're freezing, right? What we want is anything that's going to attack you to attack you. So I just run out. You don't want it to get to you. Bonus if you can see them. Sometimes they'll spawn to where they're just right in front of your house. You might have to run quite a far away. And don't worry, I'm in God right now with this character. Normally I would only be able to run in and out for about 10 seconds at a time. But what you're looking for is you're looking for wolves. And basically all you have to do is you lure the wolves back to your house. We're going to use the shoot command there as well. Okay, now we got a wolf. So now we'd run. You don't want to run too fast from them. So you just hold down your right click on your mouse, and anytime they start to attack, you just press spacebar and you roll away. Then you want to bring this wolf over here. Next thing you want to do is you want to get up here. And then you can jump around the corner, and you can run in the house. Your Wolfie boy should still be able to see you. All you got to do is kill Wolfie boy. You got to be careful not to get stuck though. Oh, I still have the top part on this. Those need to go too. So ideally, you'd have to get rid of these. And of course, the hammer will break. Sorry, Wolf. I'm trying to show off something here, guy. That way you can jump back out. So the wolf can't jump out. So all you would do is you would jump out. And that would leave Wolfie boy there confused and dazed. If the bow will hit the wolf. You have to aim kind of above his head, otherwise you'll hit your own wood. Just make sure you have a lot of stamina food. And once he's like locked onto you, he won't really attack your stuff. So you'll see he's just walking around in there. If he does start attacking your stuff, then you can walk over here. And you can jump back off. You can wait for him to break your top piece like that too. There you go. Now you've killed a wolf. And you have... What are you doing, guy? Oh, my one wolf is going nuts. We'll let him go. Heh, there, have a new pen. So, that being said, that's how I farmed wolves. And the stag breaker, just so you guys know, is once you have the thing, all you got to do is hit the ground. You're going to zoom out, and you're going to hit the ground. If you hit a rock, it should say something along the lines of too hard. But if you do damage to silver, it should show up. Unless they patched this out. They may have. But this is how I was doing it. If there's even any silver over here. You may need the wishbone. That's my own wolf. Yeah, you see, you get the 0 damage number there. So there is likely some silver underneath this. This character can't pick it yet, because I don't know where my pickaxe is. So the other caveat to this house, so that's how you hunt wolves early on, is you just build on the outside of the mountain biome, and you'll stay warm because of your house fire. There's also a second fire actually on that side of the house as well. So if you're wondering why I get warmth all the way over here, is behind this wall there's actually a secret fire. It's right here under this roof. And you can see I've built a miniature chimney for it. I don't think it's lit at the moment. Yeah, you can see it's not lit at the moment. That would normally be just like that. Alright. So now, you have your house, you have your first and second floor, you've got your workshops in there. Let me show you guys the coup de grace on this house. Because I have the 2 fires relatively close, you only get flagged with cold when you're up here. So you can actually hunt wolves. And that's the reason I kind of let my wolf run out. Of course, every time I load this game, it'll start fucking rainstorming. So irritating. I just wish it wouldn't. If I could set it to sunny days like all the time, I would do it, guys. Now the rain won't go away, but I'll still show you guys this Alright. Also did this kind of angled thing for the fireplace, so if you guys didn't see that. Hold on, it's gonna rain for 3,000 minutes. Then I'll show you guys the rest of this. In the meantime, good morning. Okay. Fuck it. So, climb the ladder here. Goes around the outside. You can see Dobby there. Dobby's my tamed wolf. But if he was a hostile wolf, you'd be able to stand right here on the edge. And you would be able to hunt said wolf. Said wolf has really no way of getting up here. And there's nowhere that he can hide that you can't get to. You can stand on this roof and shoot him too. Underneath the house is a secret room. If you didn't have access to stone yet, then obviously you couldn't do this. However, see, I've got these platforms here, and all the stuff for the workshop sitting on top of it. The stone cutting table, my 2 fermenters, artisan table, just a generic table with some banners next to a stove, the linen press, all the stuff for the forge is here, with the exception of the cooler, which I once again have hidden. That is hidden inside of this wall. So this is just a 2x2 cube with the forge cooler inside of it. I did that just to make it simple and hideable. Portal here. This leads to the castle. Which... castle should have portals to everything since this is the... What am I hearing? Castle, by the way, guys, hasn't changed that much. I've done a couple of things on the inside, but... it keeps getting events going on. And I may, like I said, I've still got to finish the guard tower portion, and I'm not sure how I'm going to put a top on these towers. Like, I am lost. What the fuck is going on over here? Wait, wait, wait. Wait, wait, wait. This character has not been to the swamp yet. Oh, shut up, guy. Oh, these aren't his portals. Eh. So, anywho, this would be where a new player would spawn in. If they, if this was like my actual Valheim server and new players were actually going to play here, I would like them to be able to spawn into this big safety net of a castle. You know. I mean, how dope it would be. I think I may build another castle that has a lot more like bedrooms and design to it though. Because while this castle is pretty big and I like the general idea layout, I don't actually like this layout all that much. But if you're an early player, you could totally... Where'd he go? You could totally kill the fucking Brady Bunch here. He's gonna get caught on the spiky wall. There you go. So he got caught between this wall and that wall, and I was able to just shoot him in his face. You know, and so you can see how this base works. Like, all my bases have an idea in mind. And so we'll go back to this mountain house here. And so that's kind of how this house was built. so you guys have an idea. Like I said, if you remove all the glass, you can totally do this just out of wood, guys. In fact, I can recreate this house for you in wood right now if you'd like. What we'll do is we'll go true build mode. I'll show you guys kind of how this house was built. Rome wasn't built in a day. Fuck yeah, it was. We're just gonna go find somewhere random. Yeah, this is an open field. Looks good. Why did they put so many rocks in these fields, though? So the first thing I did was I found somewhere like this. This is actually a great spot to start your house build. So you'll have your little hammer. And like I said, this it's about 5x7, or you can do 5x9 also if you want. So you'll do so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold on tight, guys. So the hardest part is finding your snapping points. But pretty much anything you can click your cursor on will become a snapping point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We now have 7 wide. And we're going to do 5 across. 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we need 7 back. And if you can't snap these in, it's fine. It just means that you're already stable. 2, 3, 4. We just want these to be the same height. So those are the same height. So now obviously this is, oh, am I one short? No. Let's see if we're, sometimes the perspective on this can be a little bit weird, so. Okay. So, and 7 is about the maximum that you can span floors, by the way, so that's why I did this way. We got this stupid log in the way. Now, if you had your Eichthier's pickaxe, what you'd do is you'd just pick this mountain out. I don't know where mine is. Where the hell is my pickaxe? I don't know. Just give me a pickaxe, guy. Let's see. Bronze. Fang spear. Black metal sword. Serpent scale shield. Fuck it, this'll work. Alright, so what you do is you would just pick out the ground a little bit using your Eichthier's, obviously, and not your hacked in iron one. And bam, there you go. And I'll show you why this is important. Once you get access to stone, this becomes a way, and the thing that raises and lowers the ground, etc. This will become a lot easier. But until then, what I did is I just went straight across. You want to go 2 steps and hit, 2 steps and hit. And that's going to give you a nice flat ground here. And this is exactly how the mountain started out looking. So now this is all flat. Before you get the hoe and the cultivator, you can't really flatten out ground. So you have to kind of just make do with the pickaxe. And so, like I said, what you do is you find a hill, and then you would create this, basically this same shape you see here, right? And I said it in my previous videos, guys, I always start by framing out my builds. So that's why I use these ground things here. Now you're going to have spaces in here eventually for your underneath stuff, so like your workshop, etc. And that is what this here is. But we can't do anything with that for now, because we've got to build the top of the house first. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put those there temporarily. And I'm going to leave it. You don't have to put those here. You can quote unquote worry about this second part later. What we need is the top of the house, right? And so that's going to start with all your floors. Obviously, the most important thing here to start with is floors. This part, I'm going to leave blank. And I'll show you guys why. I said you can build this entire house out of wood at the start. And I'm going to show you how it is that I did that. So this is basically the same version of that house I have in the mountains up there. Only I'm going to show you the just kind of a basic introductory wood version. And you'll notice that this wood isn't the most stable thing, so you got to be careful with like where and how you place your stuff. I'm not too particular with the direction that the floor is facing or decorating it too much. Each one of these is going to get a half wall, except for these two here. God damn hammer. If you're building this with a early level hammer, then you're going to have to worry about that. Sorry, guys. So now this is where I did the rotating front fascia. You can build that either using these, and depending on how far out you want it. You know, you have to see kind of how far you want it. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. You can fill that in. You can make it wider, or you can make it less, or you can leave it straight. It doesn't even matter, to be honest. What I do like to do is kind of mark in where my doors are going to be. So the door is going to be here-ish, because this will be the workshop space. And again, You don't have to use these if you don't want to. I'm just doing it because I have infinite wood and it makes it easier to show. Then you're going to have right about here will be your balcony window. And then this here will be your loft area. And you guys should see this coming together real easy right now. And I always frame the bottom with the half walls, because if you ever need to make an adjustment, it is way easier that way. Okay, so now you got your, everything is framed in, so you know everything's going to go. So your door would go here, you get your little window there. I usually will frame in my windows also, so say for example I know that a window is going to be here. I'll put a set of frames here. There you go, stick. Just to make sure that everything kind of lines up. And I know that that's not even, guys. Just, I'm not really caring at the moment. It's not a huge deal to me. This is just a demo build. So, next thing you do is up with your walls. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to take and we're going to put this and that. And I'll show you guys why later. You can probably figure out why, but you've seen my builds before. Not too difficult. And like I said, you can put your windows and you can put your doors in anywhere you like. So it does not matter. Then the next thing you'd do is you would just go through here and you would stack your round fascia. You know, just to make it look uniform. I'm not doing this terribly accurately. I'll leave that to you guys. But you'll see from the outside it'll start looking pretty similar to what you saw on my mountain, right? And then later on, what you would do is you would just clear this out with your pickaxe. When you first start clearing it out, you want to be real careful not to hit it too many times. And what I generally do is I will aim the pickaxe just for any wood that you can see. And what you're going to do is don't clear this until you have enough wood to put down a piece of wood. So what you'll do is you'll put this on wood. You'll place your wood here. You'll hope that your wood goes to the spot that you snap it to. There you go. So I got 3 pieces of wood. Now we're just going to hit this until we can see all 3 pieces of wood. Right. Smack that. Or if you have the cultivator already, or the hoe, you can stand on one of the wood things here, and you can add stone around it. It'll flatten this out to the height of your board. like I said, this is just the speed demo version. So it'll take you a lot longer with the Ike pickaxe than it would with this one. You'll have to repair it a whole bunch, etc. But realistically, all you have to do is just be careful that you don't dig down too far before you can add stone back. Once you have the hoe or the cultivator and things like that, it doesn't matter. You could just add stone back to it or what have you. But like this here, you wouldn't ideally want to see that. But this isn't an actual build, so I don't care really. So then you'll have your room that you can put down here, and you'll clear it all out eventually, so you can put your workbench upgrades underneath it. Of course, it's nighttime again, because that's not anthrax. You can build this fireplace out of wood. Put down... These might be hard to place at first. But just put down 2 or 3 fires in here. Grab your roofing. This one you guys have all seen before. If your fire keeps going out, that means that I've got it placed far too over. So we'll get rid of those fires. And this is why you don't want to dig down too far, by the way. Because you'll have problems with this. There, now we're kind of flat. We don't really care at the moment. This will do its job either way. Shabam. Hammer broke again. Come on, devs, give me a creative mode that allows me to... We'll go there. This part's not going to get seen, so it doesn't really matter. You just want to make sure that nothing gets on your roof here. Nothing interferes with the roof covering the smoke. There we go. Perfect height. You'll start to see that the house is taken pretty much the exact same shape as what I had before. Pretty much there you go. So you guys can see how most of these secrets were done. And then this wall here goes in, goes in. This is how this house actually started out. So you'll have your thing here. I don't even think I showed you guys that part of the house, did I? I will have to show you guys that. So then pretty much you throw on your second floor and your golden bears. And because it's wood, I don't really care about the stability too terribly much. You can reinforce it with just about anything. And that gives you your second story and a see, this is how I put in that second room. Now there's a couple of tricks with that other house though that I did to make things a little bit better, but this gives you the basic layout. I mean, I'm not going to go through and basically rebuild the entire house. You can basically see how it's done. And it is very clear now how that house was built, I'm sure. One thing I will tell you though is anytime you can, build with half walls. That way if you ever want to change something, you have more options on how to change it. So, yeah. This is what your general concept would start out looking like. And because you built it into the hill, you have the extra room down below. And for your workshop forge, as long as your stuff is within, I think it's 2 blocks of it, you can put it in. So what I did, I just set this here. Now we have a space for our workbench. So your workbench is, down here. Where we got that workbench at? Bastard ass workbench. There you are. So you got your workbench here, right? But you don't need all your stuff next to it, right? So then what you do is you just stick your tanning rack, stick your workbench thing underneath, tool shelf thing, bam, on the wall. There's your entire workbench setup now. But the only thing you see in the house is your workbench. So there's that. Let me show you guys the one last thing I did. Because I just realized I didn't show you guys. Over here. Okay, so a couple of things. So on that room, the one that I showed you that I made over there, this actually has a raised roof. And what that's for is just a little bit more standing room inside that room, eh? So, I'll show you guys. So there is a 1 block roof raise right there. It gives you a little bit of a gap. And I could theoretically of course the hammer broke again because every 2 seconds. I could theoretically put a regular sized door here too and raise this roof to match. But you'll see kind of how this works. There's a raised roof here that gives you just a little bit more standing room. And you're still covered technically by shelving. Now the other thing that you didn't see is underneath the stairs, we've got a box and we've got a storage room. I didn't show this before. And initially there was going to be access to the downstairs through here too. And you can see this downstairs. It comes up right there. I hadn't finished putting that in yet, but I thought you guys might like to see it. I just thought about it while I was building that house. Certain touches, like I said, like the dark roofs you don't have to do. Any of this roof decor you don't have to do. What I call the spider legs. You don't have to do. I left this chimney built out of wood so you guys can see it's the exact same that I just did there. You can see it. This one is backwards. So instead of having the go to that side, this one goes to this side. But it's basically, you can do it either direction. It doesn't matter. And that gives you the square chimney. But if you wanted a center stack chimney, you just move it over. And you can see I plated it off here. And that's what gives you your chimney. If you wanted your chimney to smoke more, so just as a pro tip, if you guys want your chimney to smoke more, see how I have the roof on this side? We'll go into hammer mode. We're going to go about halfway down. And as long as you don't affect the... Make sure your fire doesn't go out when you put those there. As long as you have enough room, they should not. And what you'll do is you'll just set 2 fire braziers on top, and it will smoke a lot more. So if you're looking for that house in the woods type look, that's how you do it. Alright, boys. So there's plenty of things you can do for this house as well. One other thing you could do is instead of having the entrance to that bottom part down over there, you could also put it here underneath this balcony. So that you just go in here. You just want to flatten this out, which you would do with your pick. There you go. Now you got a little pick. My wolf was like, "What are you doing, guy?" Take that stone. There, so now you have access if you want to put a door over here instead. Okay, and for stability purpose, I want that to go into the ground. So if you can't get something to snap, just place something next to it. There you go. So like this one will snap, so now it's going into the ground. That's fine. Gives them extra stability. But you could now, you see how these are here, these are here. Now you could remove this. Here, Dobby's, my wolf's new house. Oh, this guy's hungry. Here, guy. Have a bunch of meat. So now you can put your regular door on over here. And what that gives you You know, whether or not, you know, if you don't want it over here, you don't have to do it. But since this is 1.5 tall, you can fit most of your stuff in here. I think the only thing I had trouble being able to fit would be like a smelter and maybe a kiln. Charcoal kiln, I don't think would. Oh, you can totally fit one. It might just pop through the floor. But the smelter, definitely not. You can't fit that. So, keep that in mind. Yeah. And if you ever want to flatten something out, if you hit the spot where the convex is, it will flatten out. Ah. So, there you go. There's the secret to that. This guy just fucking tame. Hold on, dipshit. Did I pick up that meat? This guy managed to somehow break iron? Who knows? Figure he sees me alive, and he sees a big old stack of boar meat. He'd go right for the meat that he can get to instead of me. So, but yeah, that's just another way you guys could do that. You don't have to, you know. There's no specific way in Valheim to build. Here's a backwards look at that chimney, by the way, guys. So, you could theoretically, yeah, you could use this for anything. But this house is mainly built to farm the snow biome. So let me know what you guys think. You know, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know. There's a button for tips. Tips help me with my medical bills only. So if you guys kind of like my content that I'm doing here, I know I only record every now and again. So, sorry, guys. But that gives you the general idea on how this little section here is built. This isn't a super detailed house, but the layout is very good. This is a very efficient use of what I did have access to. Oh yeah. We got the rock star instead of my face. I'm sorry, guys. Well, an hour and 30 minutes. If anybody ends up watching this whole thing, some of the other things that you don't have to do but you can is you can if you want to go for like just purely cool aesthetics, you can delete the inner roofs and then put on the outer roofs instead. If that, so I'll show you what I mean. So you could put these roofs on. Oh, it's so goddamn bright in this game all of a sudden. What is going on? There. These roofs are kind of wonkified together. So you'll have to forgive me. But this will show you kind of what I mean. And all you do is you would get rid of the inner roofs. I'll go. So you wouldn't need these ones anymore. You would just keep the... I believe it's those ones. You keep the shafts, and that'll give you like a more detailed roof look. Kind of gives you a little stand-up section there, which looks really cool. Also allows a little bit of light in on days where it's bright out, because you'll get that little bit of light through there, but you'll still be considered sheltered, so yeah. This is the type of stuff you guys like. Hit me up. Let me know. This guy actually eats the food. Alright, I like to keep these videos an hour and a half, guys. Just because I don't know if you guys are... I record them live, but I treat them pretty much like YouTube videos. I don't know how to do editing and all that sort of stuff real well, so I don't want to, you know, give you a terribly edited video. So a live version is much better for me. But that gives you kind of a walkthrough of both of these houses, so you guys have an idea on what I'm actually looking at in terms of, you know, when I build, most of my houses have a single, you know, known variable on, okay, this is what it's for, and that's what it looks like. And so this house was built mainly for farming wolves, etc. And then, like I said, once you get so yeah, this is on the starter island, okay. Once you get to a spot where you're comfortable, you know, with your aim, just build a mountain house on the edge and shoot at walls. Like this guy here, you know, even though he's my wolf, he's a good example. You'll find them spawning all over up top. You might have to wait for them, but since you're such low level, they'll come to you. You know, run around on your roof. Put down wall spikes. You can hear that wolf over there attacking it. And none of this house is built out of stone, guys. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I'll give you one last montage of this house here before I let you go. You can see how it is currently looking. You could also, in theory, might be too many places to snap it to. Oh, damn it. I'll show you the other house one more time. This should take me to the top room of the other house. Up. There we go. And like I said, this house is built in sort of a opposite way. But hopefully you guys like the detailing. It's not quite all the way done. Got the room, third floor, glass window. Got the outside. Alright, ladies and gents, hopefully you've enjoyed this little tour of these buildings. Enjoy kind of what they look like. Oh. That's that stupid bird. Bird's taking a dip in the hot tub. But enjoy, folks. Everdream does nothing but play.